Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of Give Yourself Some Leeway with me, your host, Eugene Lee. This podcast is dedicated to helping high achievers on the verge of burnout reclaim a healthier work life balance without sacrificing their growth or success. I hope you all had an amazing January, and for my fellow Irish listeners, are enjoying this rather strange early bank holiday weekend. I mean, it's really strange to have one in February, but I really do hope that you took the time in January to really get clarity on what goal you want to achieve for 2023. For some reason, even the past month in January, I felt that, January is usually a gloomy month, but I felt so much growth and abundance. And I'm not going to get all woo woo and airy fairy on this podcast, or at least I hope not. But yeah, I've just felt this amazing kind of growth mindset kind of developing in the month of January. And I think that's something that I want to continue to help you transition into that growth mindset going into February. So today we're going to be talking about continuous improvement and talking about one of the most powerful philosophies for personal growth and change. And it all starts with two Japanese words, Kai and Zen. Now, Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy that emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement in all aspects of life, whether it's your health, your career, or your relationships. Kaizen teaches us to never stop growing and to always strive for progress, no matter how small the steps may be. So, whether you're a seasoned practitioner of Kaizen or maybe you're just starting your journey towards continuous improvement for the first time, I want you to grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, as long as it's berries, and get ready to take some notes. Because today we're going to be deep diving into everything you need to know about Kaizen. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty of how to incorporate Kaizen into your daily life, let's take a step back and come to grips with it and try to understand what Kaizen is all about. So, Kaizen originated in Japan after World War II and has since been one of the key principles of Japanese business culture. I'm sure it came from like these quality gurus who worked with Toyota and the likes. So, it's all about continuous improvement, focusing on making small incremental changes over time. So think of it like this. Here's analogy number one for this podcast. So instead of trying to climb a mountain all at once in one day, Kaizen encourages us to take one step at a time every day. So those small steps will add up over time, and before you know it, you'll be at the top of that mountain. And the best part about Kaizen, it isn't just about making changes in one area of your life. It's about embracing the mindset of continuous improvement in all aspects of your life. So, whether you want to get fit or be more productive at work or just be a happier person in general, Kaizen can help. So, now that we have a good understanding of what Kaizen is all about, let's talk about how can we start incorporating Kaizen into our daily lives. So, the first step is to identify an area in your life that you like to improve. This can be anything from trying to exercise more or trying to be more organized. For example, pick one of your goals that you've clarified now in January. So next is to set a small achievable goal in that area. For example, if your goal is to exercise more, start with just 10 minutes of exercise a day, or make it smaller again, make it 5 minutes of exercise a day. Then the third step is that you turn that goal into a daily habit. Again, it's all about repetition and making small steps and small improvements over time. So you make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, like you, you brushing your teeth, that's non-negotiable, or taking a shower. And finally, as you make the progress with your 5 minutes of exercise and such, celebrate your progress and your success. So, no matter how small the improvement may seem every day, it's important that you acknowledge that you made that progress and celebrate it. This will keep you motivated and help you to stay on track. Originating in Japanese business culture, it's safe to assume that Kaizen wasn't designed just for personal growth. When I first came across Kaizen, it was actually while I was studying for my diploma in quality management. And it was all about how Kaizen can have a huge impact in the workplace. When a company adopts a culture of Kaizen, it creates a positive, supportive environment where everyone is encouraged to continuously grow and improve. And the benefits to that are huge. Studies have shown that companies with a Kaizen culture have higher employee morale, higher productivity, not to mention significantly improved bottom lines. And while it seems like I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, it just brings me back to how much I feel that Kaizen is probably one of the answers to avoiding burnout in the workplace. It, but trying to incorporate Kaizen culture in your workplace, it has to start with the leadership. Leadership has to buy in on the Kaizen concept and commit to continuous improvement. It has to come from the top down to encourage the team to identify areas for improvement and help your team set small, achievable goals. Management need to celebrate the successes, no matter how small. And most importantly, the company culture has to make continuous improvement a part of the company's DNA. But let's leave it on that note and focus today on how Kaizen can improve your personal growth. So, sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? If you can incorporate Kaizen into your daily life, you can improve your personal growth. But let's be real here. Change isn't always that easy. So, how do we overcome the obstacles that stand in the way of our continuous improvement? First of all, it's important to understand that setbacks in life are a natural part of the process. You just don't let them discourage you. Use failures and obstacles as an opportunity to learn and grow. I mean, one of the biggest obstacles that people face when trying to start continuous improvement or start on a new goal or habit is that they need to improve on the lack of motivation. To overcome this, you have to have a clear why. Again, the whole month of January is trying to get clarity. What is your why? Why do you want to achieve this? What is the ultimate goal and what motivates you to keep going, even when things get tough? Keep that why in mind and use it as your driving force. Again, that why isn't enough. That's just again motivation. It gets the spark going, but it's not enough to fuel. Motivation is still a waning thing. The next common obstacle is a lack of discipline. The key to overcoming this is to make sure that your goals are non-negotiable. Never miss a goal twice. If you miss it today, you do not miss it tomorrow. Treat them like an appointment. Treat them like a doctor's appointment that you just can't miss. And remember that progress is progress, no matter how small. So even if you fall off track today, just pick up where you left off tomorrow and keep moving forward. Finally, the last thing is to remember to be patient with yourself. Continuous improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. So always remember to celebrate your progress and successes, no matter how small they are. And remember that setbacks are just a natural part of the process. Remember, the concept of Kaizen is all about taking small, incremental steps towards continuous improvement. So, whether you're working on your personal growth for 2023 or upskilling for a new career, just remember that it all starts by taking one step at a time. So, I really hope you enjoy this episode and keep striving for progress no matter how small the steps may seem. Again, remember, improvement is a journey, not a destination. I'll see you next week.
Well, I hope you liked this episode and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, subscribe to the show because it makes sure that you don't miss out on new episodes. And it also helps me because it increases the rankings of the show a little bit, which of course makes it a little more easily found by other people who may like it just as much as you. And if you didn't like this episode or anything about the show in general, or if you have any ideas or suggestions, or just feedback that you want to share, shoot me an email, eugene@leeway.ie, and let me know what I could do better, or just what your thoughts are on what you'd like to see me do in the future. I read everything myself. I'm always looking for new ideas and constructive feedback. So thanks again for listening to this episode, and I hope to hear from you soon.